might really be controversial. You can only cut expenses as much as, so much. There's a little to what you can cut the expenses. Eventually, the answer is not about budget. It's not about how much you save. It's eventually about increasing your income. It's more about increasing your income. And today, it's all about how do you increase your income? Because want to build wealth, it starts with your income, and that is the challenge for today. Welcome to Money Talk with Dr. Lina, and then the $1 Million League. We're doing a 21 days of money reset, and that's what we're starting today. So, how are you doing? Welcome, welcome. Happy Monday, everyone. Awesome, awesome. Welcome, Judy. Julie, baby, how are you? Today, it's all about your income. How do you increase your income? We are in a 21 days challenge, and as part of the challenge today, it's all about how to increase your income. Multiple ways. What are things that you need to be doing to increase your income? That is what we're talking about today. Because as much as we want to say it, I tell you, it's not about how much you earn, or you probably have earned. It's not about how much you earn, it's about how much you keep. But there's so much you can actually, cut your budget, cut your expenses, and all of that. If it's not there, right? It's not there. You still have to eat, you have to pay bills, you have to do all of that. So the first thing first is fix that income, because it might not be a budget problem. It might actually be an income problem. And that's what we want to talk about today. That's the challenge today. And you're just meeting me and you're wondering, who is this beautiful lady? I'm Dr. Lina. I am Doctor of Business and Technology, and I help professionals turn their income into real wealth. And this is the community of millionaires. We call it a $1 Million League. So you would say right there, if your goal is to get to that $1 Million status in 10 years or less, not hypes, not get rich quick scheme, simple generational wealth building. As a matter of fact, here is about delayed gratification more than instant gratification. Then make sure you click on the follow button, tap out the live, share out the live, because right here, that's what we do. We help you turn your income into real wealth. It starts with your income, right? It's what you do with that income that's going to help you build wealth. If you keep it in the bank, it's not going to grow. As a matter of fact, it's going to take you about 72 years for your money to double. So it's about what you do with your income. But then, how do you increase your income? Unstoppable, welcome in. Larry, welcome in. 112, welcome in. Grace, welcome in. How are you all doing today? Let me know where you're connecting from as well. Welcome, welcome in. And this is actually lunchtime with Dr. Lina. So welcome in, everyone. Olamide, Adama, welcome in. And today is about how do you increase that income? Because you might not have a budget problem. The problem might not be with you, because there's there's the limit to what you can cut. You have reduced this, you have reduced that. Dr. Lina said, stop shopping, you stop shopping. Dr. Lina said, start spending your money this way. You did all of that, but then you still see that, oh, I still have nothing left to invest, because it starts with investing. Mayalistic, welcome. Chintel, welcome. Marlene, welcome. How are you all doing? Right? Let's tap out the live. And for us to get started, and if you're new here, tap out the live, click the follow button, share out the live, invite your friends over. For those on my YT or my YouTube side, make sure you click on the subscribe button. How are you? Mayalistic, thank you so much. Deborah, welcome, welcome. And everyone, Blues, John Keno, everyone, Digital Skill, welcome in, and all of my community members right here on the YT, welcome in as well. Happy Monday to you. Yes, you're already on that job. And what is the challenge for today? Day 8. Can you imagine? Day 8 of the 21 days money reset. Today is about how do we increase that income? Yes, that's it. How do you increase? Because you have been thinking, how can I increase my income? I've cut my budget. Because I say this, if I tell you, this is very, very controversial as a matter of fact. There's the limit to what expenses that you can cut. There's the limit. Your rent is your rent. Your mortgage is your mortgage. Your transportation is your transportation. So if your income is here and your expense is here and you have cut everything else, right? And your expense still remains here. There's nothing to cut here. Then the only way for you to start building wealth is, guess what? You have to increase this one. And that's what we want to talk about today. Charles just joined the $1 Million League, clicking on that follow button. Welcome, welcome in. Yes, that's what we do. So if you are wondering, all you have to do to join the $1 Million League, click on the follow button, and of course, get your daily at me. And of course, tap out the live. Let's get it. We typically will get it to 10,000 taps within the first 10 minutes, so that because that's what the algorithm understand. And when you tap on this is on the TT side, when you tap, you're joining from Liberia. That's amazing. Welcome from Liberia. If you join, I mean, if you tap out the live, guess what? What you don't know is that you also get rewarded. Hi, Kung Fu Panda. Okay. You also get rewarded. So tap out the live. When you do daily at me, you also show that you're fine, you're contributing to this life, but you also get 30 points back. On top of that, when you share the life, you're all not also not just, you sharing love, you're also impacting other lives. But on top of that, TT also rewards you. So tap out the life. We try get to tapping out the life for 10 minutes, so that we can get started. Congratulations, Apostle just joined as well. Robots, welcome in. How are you? Comfort. Let me know where you're connecting from. And make sure you click on that subscribe button. And today, Jobber, welcome in. How are you? So good to see you. Kenzo and Nana, welcome in. And we're talking about something very important, dear to your heart, dear to my heart, which is that your income. How do we increase your income? Because it starts, you are from Albania. Wow. I have Liberia, Albania. Wow. Welcome, welcome in. Make sure you click on that subscribe button and start building wealth right here. It's so good to have you all here. I am in Texas, in the United States. I'm a Nigerian American, and as well, I'm a doctor of business and technology. Day job is I'm a vice president of and my friend Chelsea. How are you? Welcome. Make sure you click on that subscribe button. Yes, and I help professionals turn their income into real wealth. So welcome, welcome in everyone. Make sure you do not forget to click on the follow button. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button and join the community. Why should you join this community? Which is by clicking follow button, subscribe button. Why? The reason it is very beneficial to you if your goal is to become a millionaire or you strive to get to that $1 million status, right? Then you want to join here because here we don't do hypes. As a matter of fact, if you want get rich quick scheme, I'm not for you. If it's hyped, I'm not for you. But we follow the blueprint of the multimillionaire. Multimillionaire blueprint, what helps them build wealth. That's exactly what you're using to build wealth. So it starts with one thing that is very important: your income. And Chris just joined the $1 Million League, clicking on that follow button. And let's keep tapping out the live. Let's not forget to tap out the live. I want to check up, doctor, on do you have any advice to check up? Yeah, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm a doctor of business, right? Mataya, welcome in. How are you doing? Let me know where you're connecting from. Unfortunately, I'm not a medical doctor. As a matter of fact, I ate blood. But I'm a doctor of business. Apostle, thank you so much for getting your daily at me. 1 point, you get 30 points. Make sure you claim back your point as well. So let's go straight into it. Let's keep tapping out the line. Let's get it to 1,000 and we can get started. Let's tap it. It doesn't cost you anything. Tap out. Omotaro from Nigeria. Hey, how is Lagos, Abuja today? How is, or where you connecting from exactly from Nigeria? Let me know. Make sure you click on that subscribe button as well. So let's, on the TT side, let's get it to 10,000. It costs you nothing. It's just for you to tap out your fingers, right? Just do that and let's get to 1,000. We get started because today it's the 21 day. This is day 8 of the 21 days media reset. I like TikTok. Yes, I like TikTok. I like YT as well, right? I like it because we are learning. Hey, Daniel, welcome in. How are you? Let me know where you're connecting from. Click on that subscribe button on the YT side. Yes, we do. Yeah, let's keep tapping out the life. Let's get it to Apostle. Let's tap it. Let's tap out the life. Mayalistic, Emmy, Apostle, Charles, Surprise, Missy, Temitope, Cuckoos, User, Appear, Christelle, NG, Joanne too. Let's tap out the life. Thank you all for tapping out the life and sharing out the life. Share the life as well. Press my forehead and share with your contact. Hey, the P5, thank you for doing that. And everyone tapping. Let's get it to 10,000 quickly. Let's get it 1,000 first, then from there. So today, what is your income? Very important. Why? Because I'm not one of those wealth coaches that will tell you your income. Why is it important? Because it starts with your income. And I tell you, I'm not one of those people that will tell you, oh, your money is going to come from somewhere and believing. I'm very practical, right? It's either you like it or not, because that's the truth. Why is your income very important? Your income is number one. It's your, except you got a generational wealth, you are a trust kid, or you are, you won a jackpot, or you won generational wealth, your family tree has giving you generational wealth. What is where are you going to get your, how do you build your wealth? Because it starts from somewhere. And let's keep tapping out the life. Let's keep tapping out the life. As a matter of fact, let's get it to 1,000 taps, and then we get it started. 1,000 taps. Thank you all for doing the Resta, Bago, Mel B, Kristen D. Welcome in. Deborah, welcome in. Yeah, welcome in. Also, let me know where you're connecting from. Let me know where you're connecting from, what city or state. I am in Texas, in United States. Let's keep tapping out the live as we get it started. And also let's share out the live. Let's share the live. Sharing is caring, like tapping is showing love. That's the language of algorithm. Sharing is, sharing love, right? Tapping is loving, right? Showing that you love the life. That's the only language. And also get your daily at me. It costs you 1 penny. 1 cent, 1 penny, and then you get 30 points. That's the best return on investment. You remember, we talked about return on investment, and we're going to be talking about that today. So let's keep tapping out the live. Let's get it to 1,000 quickly. Let's get it to 1,000. Thank you all for doing that. Thank you for doing that. Mayalistic, Amy, Apostle, Cuckoos, Christabel, User, Charles, Bago, Lily, Brother Say, Destiny. Let's keep that. Thank you all for tapping. Hey, Kristen, thank you so much. And make sure also you click on the follow button. I am learning this little way because they tell me that you need to make sure that, the algorithm understands that we love it. We love it. And of course, I see that people are here, they are locked in because I have a whole lot of value to give, right? And the only time is, and once we'll get locked in, a lot of times people just, they want their pen and paper and they miss it out, right? So let's get it as quickly as possible. Really appreciate you doing that. And make sure you click on the follow button as well. Super excited. It's Monday, bright Monday. Yesterday we had the family and finance. Who was here yesterday? If you missed that, you want to join again on Sunday. Yesterday was all about retirement, 401k, Roth IRA, all of those kind of things, ISA, TFSA, FFSP, all of the retirement funds. That was what yesterday was about. But today, the challenge is on today it's all about your income. How do you increase your income? Thank you so much, Apostle, for the roses. Thank you. And also look at the gift gallery as well. And also bless the gift gallery. It's amazing. That's only the thing that the algorithm understands. So let's keep tapping it out. Thank you all for tapping it out. Really appreciate that. And for those that are just joining, this is day 8 of the 21 days mid-year money reset. Mid-year money reset. This is day 20 or day 8. So if you missed day 1, we've talked about things about net worth. We've talked about how to invest, the process of investing. We've also talked about things like how do you save your credit, debt pay off, emergency fund. Those are things, challenge that we've had every day. So if you missed it, trust me, it's still on the page, right? You will find it on my page, and take that challenge, and don't just take it alone. Take it with a friend or a family, your children, if they are, they are teenagers or whatever. Do it with your spouse, your friends, and then you see a difference. Every day is a step to making you go closer to your financial freedom. So and today it's about how do you increase your income. What if I tell you that you can increase your income significantly without even bringing any money out of your pocket, without going to college, without going to college. As a matter of fact, I did that 14 years ago. That was me 14 years ago. That's how I pivoted from finance to technology. Maybe you would have heard me say I'm a vice president of technology. My original my bachelor's was in economics. So it means that I'm an economist. So I have done all of those things like your necklace. Thank you. Make sure you click on that subscribe button. So as a matter of fact, I'm an economist. So econometrics and all of those kind of things I did. Maria just joined. Welcome. Congratulations joining the $1 Million League community of millionaire changing the status quo, saying that we're getting to $1 million status in 10 years or less, using strategies like real estate businesses and of course, smart investing, increasing our income. Kristen also just joined. Congratulations for everyone joining. And if you haven't joined, make sure, and you've been sitting there for 2 minutes, make sure you just click on that follow button, right? Click on it, check if you have not done it, because I know people miss that at times. So make sure you click on it, and let's keep tapping out the live. Welcome in. And as once you click on the follow button, also get your daily at me. And for those on my YouTube side as well, make sure you click on the subscribe button. Welcome in. So back to the story I was given, right? I am an economics, my bachelor's is in economics, but I am also a chartered accountant. So automatically, what? I am pivoted. I'm directed to working in finance, So I started working in a corporate finance department of one of the top 500 companies, right? Fortune 500 companies, right? And I was lucky enough, grew and all of that. But then I realized one thing: I was doing more work than my counterparts. They were doing the same thing on the technology side, and they were earning more than me. So that's the one. I'm saying this story so that you can also think like that. So for me, I don't want to walk like an elephant and eat like an ant. So automatically, I want to understand why, how are they doing it, and what exactly does it require. And with simple certification, under 5 months, and I will tell you all of that today, right? You want to stick around to the end if your goal is to move to technology, or you want to start learning AI and all of that. And I just, with less than $500, under 5 months, I was able to pivot from corporate finance to technology, right? To the technology side, and increase. The icing on the cake was I increased lesser work, but I increased my income by $30,000. That was 14 to 15 years ago. I moved to an oil and gas company here in Texas, and I was able to increase my income by $30,000. If you're taking inflation into consideration and all of that, it means that I'm talking about maybe like $50,000. Just what would $50,000 do for you right now? $50,000, extra $50,000 of your income. Put in the comment, what would it do for you? Let me know in the comment. Extra $50,000, right? What would it do for you? Let me know in the comments. White paper, welcome. Congratulations to you. And for everyone on my YouTube side, make sure that you click on that subscribe button. You get an extra 50,000. What will it do for you right now? Let me know, right? And make sure you also get your daily at me as well. Get your daily at me and join the $1 Million League. Get your daily at me and click on that follow button if you haven't. What would extra 50,000 do for you, right? I just wanted to know. My holistic apostle, Emmy Cuckoos. Yeah, Bago, what's big? What would extra, extra 50,000, would it make a difference? If it's going to make a difference, put 1. It's not going to make a difference, put a 0. Extra 50,000, what is it going to do for you? Extra 50,000, because it's going to make a ton of difference. For me, I can already tell you, an extra is a down payment for a 200,000 home for me. That's it. That's what it's going to do for me, which is going to generate me a $2,000 income, right? That is also going to increase my net worth by, at least $50,000, right? Over time, which could lead to 300, 500,000. So always think about it like that. And that was my own case then. That's how I started increasing my income, right? So, and praise, welcome in. Congratulations joining the $1 Million League. Also get your daily at me as well. It's going to do a lot. It's going to do a lot. I agree with you, Apostle. It's going to do a lot. But whenever you think about it that way, put numbers to it, to a lot. I just told you mine is a down payment. Yours might be, oh, you know what? I'm going to buy so many ETFs, right? I'm going to invest more. Or some people I'm going to buy that MS bag or I'm going to change my car, right? So but always think about investing. And that was my case. I literally moved from finance, more work, to technology. And it took me 5 months. That could be your case today. And I'm going to tell you the certification that I did and all of that, if it's going to help 1 or 2 people. But that's not even only the case. So the reason why it is even more important, whenever we are talking about wealth triangle is this, right? It starts with your income. What you do with that, I would invest in my own company. Perfect. Take that income. You use it to fund a little out of it to fund lifestyle. You put it towards asset, right? And then you get cash flow and you gain financial freedom. That's just the summary of the word triangle. Now imagine if this income is very low, what's going to happen to this? Your lifestyle will still become the same because, or maybe a little bit lower because, you cut your coat according to your cloth, right? But then you might not have anything left to invest and to put towards assets. And that's why I know I talk about invest, but then let's fix the fundamental. Because if your income is here and your expense is here, this is what you can use towards investing. The higher this income and the lower the expense, the wider this gap, the wider your income, the wider you can build wealth, and the earlier you can gain financial freedom. Remember, here it's about the goal is financial freedom. Money is just a tool towards gaining financial freedom. Money is just a tool. Understand that. So whenever we're talking about wealth building, think about it. How does this lead me towards financial freedom? Income here, expense here, right? This gap is what builds wealth for you. That's what gives you financial freedom, because you are not building wealth if you trade your time for money. If you do not generate money while you are in your sleep, if your income stops or your money stops when you stop working, then you're not building wealth. Building wealth means that, and that's not financial freedom. Financial freedom is even when my income doesn't stop, even when I stop working. So think about that, right? Let that sink. Now, for you to be able to get to that financial freedom status, it starts with what? It starts with this income, right? Your expense also is important. It means that you don't raise your expense. You keep your expense low. Lifestyle inflation will eat deep even if your income is high, right? So you keep your income low, you keep your expense, you keep your income high, you keep your expense low, so you don't allow lifestyle creep to take over. So that's it. So how then do we increase that income? That's what we want to talk about today. How do we increase the income? And that's the challenge for today. Let's keep tapping out the line. Who wants to know? Put one. I want to know how to increase my income. I want to know how to increase my income. Put one. I want to know. And let's keep tapping out the live. Let's get it to 3,000. Let's get to 3,000. Put one. I want to know. Okay, you want to know. So let's keep tapping out the live. You want to know, tap out the live. Let's get it to 3,000. Thank you so much. Let's tap it out, because that's the only thing that the algorithm understands. So I've been told that I cannot just, giving value. We need to ensure that algorithm understand, because you are helping others as well. When you tap out the live, you will see this number go up, right? And for everyone that wants to also start doing life like me, because you can also do life like this and see if it brings income. You can also build your brand. That's another way of increasing your income. So always think about it. So do all of those things right now, so that you would see the numbers changing. As you see people tap out the live, share out the live, you would see the numbers. You would see people coming in, right? Because that's what algorithm understand. And I'm making us learn this today, because we're talking about increasing income. Some people, their own might be, okay, I need to go into the social media space. Can you see the numbers are going up gradually? But let all of us, can we all tap out the live? Let's get it to 3,000. Let's get it to 3,000. Apostle, my Elistic, Donex, Orion, welcome in, Tammy, Fintress, Abayomi, Aim. Yeah, let's keep tapping. Let's get it to 3,000 quickly. And of course, fire. Yes, but it's a little bit, this is different from fire. If you're talking about financial, what's it called? Or retirement early, financial freedom retirement early program. Yes, it's close to it, but not exactly, right? Not exactly, because here, it's not about so much of that frugality. That's why we're talking about that income. That's why we're talking about some other things, right? But it's a little bit part of fire as well, right? Because here we're talking about how you invest that money, all of those kind of things. But yeah, absolutely, because there's some things I agree with what they do. The one I do not agree is that you don't eat, you don't do, you become extremely, life is more than that. I love too much beautiful things. But how do I make sure I make perfect white paper? How do I make sure I make more money so that I can still live a little bit of life, but then I can still gain? How can I live both worlds, basically? How can I live both worlds? So that's the thing, because think about it. It's about taking that your income. If you and let's keep tapping out the life. Let's not stop tapping out the life. Let's also share the life. Can we power share and power tap as well? And make sure you also, I'd really appreciate it, you tapping out the life, sharing out the life so that we can get it all started. Let's get it to 3,000 taps. If every one of us are heavily tapping in, and because if all of us are doing that, we'll see the number go up. And of course, that's the only thing that the algorithm understands. So thing is, and today, if you're just new here and you're just meeting me, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology. I help professionals turn their income into real wealth. So if you want to build wealth, you want to increase your income, right? That's number one step. Start with your income. And I just told a story of how I increased my income about 14 years ago with less than $500 under 5 months. And I increased my income by $30,000, pivoting from finance to technology, reducing how much work I do. Yeah, that's it, right? So thank you so much for sharing out the life. So building wealth is not about, it's slightly about spending less, right? Spending less is part of, thank you for giving us plans of months. Absolutely. White paper, thank you so much for that. And by the way, for those that also want to get into the social media space, when you comment like this, right? When you comment, I hope you know that you get points back. When you tap out the life, I hope you know that you get points back. With TikTok, when you do daily admin, you get points, right? So let's also learn that it's not just you giving, right? You are also having things back. I always talk about investments. That's also investment. When you put your money in, maybe you gift or you do all those kind of things, you would get something in return. You're being rewarded, right? So let's cultivate the habit of tapping out the light, sharing out the light. And of course, please, can you send me your WhatsApp number? Oh, okay. Yeah, just you would find how to reach me, how best to reach me. You see the link here. You can have you would find one-on-one. We can definitely have a one-on-one. You see the link that you see right there. Contact me. You would see that right there. Thank you for tapping out the live. Awesome. So building wealth is not necessary. Yes, about spending less is very important because you want to keep your bills low. But it is more of earning. When you earn more and you keep your expenses low, you will realize that you're going to, and then you take that money. The other thing is that it's a threefold. Income here, expense here. So number one, high income, low expense. Then when you take this money, you put it towards investing in right vehicles. If income is here, if expense is here, and you put your money in the wrong vehicle, so you put it in a bank account, giving you 0.01%. Finally, I found, hey, A10, welcome. How are you doing? Carosina, welcome. How are you? Make sure you click on that subscribe button if you haven't done that. Somebody just said, finally, I found it. It means that it probably did not click on the subscribe button. It did not click on the notification bell, did not get the daily admin. Now it's looking for me. So don't let that be your story. Make sure you click on the follow button and join the $1 Million League. But welcome, A10 and everyone that is here on the YT side. Everyone, welcome in, and everyone that just joined. Gideon, how are you? Right. So you need to know more. Perfect. Yes, absolutely. So it comes with your income, right? Income. So think about it. 3 things. Income. Keep your expense low. High income, expense low gives you this gap. Take that income and put it in the right vehicles, right? If you put it in a savings account, unfortunately, take the rule of 72. Take 72 divided by your interest rate. Interest rate sorry about that. Interest rate that you typically get from your bank. Let me know. Put in the comment. I get 0.01 from a Chase, right? What is the interest you get from your bank? Let's take 0.01. Take number 72 divided by 0.01. It takes you 7,200 years to double your money. So no matter how much you are working and you are saving and keeping your expense low, you're taking all your saving and you're putting it in the bank. Unfortunately, you're not going to build wealth. Okay? You're not going to build wealth. Let's understand that. So you need to put it in the right investment vehicle. And thank you to everyone that is tapping out the live. Really appreciate that. Getting your daily admin and of course filling up the gift gallery. Right. Because there's the limit to what you can save, right? Income is here, expense is here. There's limit to what you can save because there are some things that are just fixed cost that you cannot, that is outside of your control. If you're so you have to do something, force your income up. That's one thing. And then when your income is up, keep your expenses low. The gap gets wider. This gap, take that money and put it in right investment vehicle. So let's fix the first thing, which is your income, right? Which is your income. And no, bad. Thank you so much for the repost, right? Which is your income. One is the number one way is to increase your value. I'm right here right now. The reason why you're probably stuck here, you click the follow button, is because of one thing. It's because you found that, oh, I'm listening here 1 minute, 2 minutes. I see that this person is creating value. So the first thing first is you should be able to create value. So what's the best way of saving and invest? Absolutely, we're going to get there, right? We're going to get there. Or if you don't get there today, we also have the challenge, right, of investing. We talk about this every single time. So it's coming, right? So you have to first of all be able to create value. There's like white paper just asked about savings and invested. It means that there is a value that I can create that is a need for him or her, right? A need for him or her, which is value to him or her. So think about your employer. There is a skill set that you have, which is the reason why they gave you this job, and that job that you're feeling, they pay you in terms, they're giving you money for that particular skill set or value that you create. Now, understand something. You can create the value in a formal setting, in an employer setting, employer-employee setting, or you can create that same value outside of that. So you can still create that value. Like my day job, I'm a vice president of technology, right? But I'm also a chartered accountant. I am not talking about, I'm not talking about vulnerabilities here. I'm not talking about data center. I'm not talking about, all of those PII and all of those privacy law. I'm not talking about that here, right? But I also have the knowledge of finance, right? I am creating the value of finance here, and that's why you are seated here. So think about it. So the first thing first is that think about, how do you create value? What value do I have? And which setting can I create it? All right. And that would be all the questions that you need answered to increase your money. Apostle mentioned something earlier. He says, if he gets his $50,000, for instance, he's going to put it back in his business. What does that mean? It means that his business is creating value through his own business. And that's how he's going to, guess what? He's going to increase his income through that means. All right. So that is one side, which is part of the ways that we build wealth in this community, the $1 Million League. You see the MDL in front of his name, Apostle, that's $1 Million League. People that want to get to that $1 million status in 10 years or less, instead of doing your year 20 to 65 and still not get there, right? A lot of people work for 45 years and still never get to this $1 million status. We are doing it in 10 years. And these are part of the things that we're doing, real things that we're doing to actually get there. So make sure you click on that follow button. All that it takes you to get to be a part of becoming $1 million league is for you to click the follow button, be coachable, and learn all of these things that we're talking about. So basically, so the first thing first is, if you are, if you're just, okay, think of number one, how do you now create value, especially in the work setting, employer, employee? All these are not taught in college. Yes, absolutely. Yes. And that is, as a matter of fact, white paper, you're very correct, because this community is actually designed to close the gap within the school curriculum. Because guess what? If we're taught in school, who is going to do the 9 to 5? Nobody's going to do 9 to 5. If everybody understand how to become a millionaire in 10 years, you would put everything together and do it in 10 years, and you become work optional after 10 years. It doesn't mean that you are working because you want to work, not because you have to pay bills, right? Because a lot of people are working to pay bills. That's it. That's the reason why they are working. It's not because they have any passion for any job. There's not any passion. Yeah, it's because they gotta pay, the bills gotta be paid. So, and that's what this community is all about. Close the gap within the school curriculum. As a matter of fact, we have the Wealth Building Academy, like a whole wealth building curriculum, where we teach how to invest in stock market, how to invest in real estate, businesses, and all of that. So we can help as many people to get out of this, this system that we have all been closed into, right? Change the mindset. So now the first thing first to increase your income is learn an high income skill. As much as people do not want to understand, I always say this: you can hate me or you like me for this. I tell people, kids going to college, I ask you, what is the reason you want to go and learn dancing in school? It's because I have passion for it. The passion is not going to pay bills. That's not going to pay bills. First of all, you want to build something that you can come and do it for 10 years. Go to college. Some people would go, and maybe you would have heard on Dave Ramsey at times, where some people would say, oh, I have a college debt of 150,000. And then he's going to ask, oh, or 200,000. He's going to ask, oh, so who is the surgeon? Who is the medical? And somebody would say, oh, I did administrative studies. And he'll be like seriously, or I did legal services or something like. So you want to first of all focus on, you're going to college, focus on high income skill. This is for your children. I mean, if you have kids that are going to college, channel them. Some of them do not even know the reason why they are going to college. I mean, they don't know the reason why they are going for that particular career that they, or whatever degree, whatever course that they're going to take. They're doing it because of somebody or whatever, because they need direction. Now, if you as an adult, you can also be like somebody like me, right? Do you know? The next question is, okay, I'm already in my 30s, I'm in my 40s, I'm already building a career. Can I change? Oh, thank you so much, bad boy. How are you? Thank you so much. Make sure you click on that follow button. All right. So now let's not think about it. The other category, you're your 30s or your 40s, you're already progressing on your career. You can do exactly what I did, which is pivot. I'm an accountant, I'm an economist, fully financed. And then I moved to technology, rose to the position of vice president of technology, did not go back to college. I never went back to college because I already have the foundation. College is supposed to build you a skill. There's some things I already got that. So how did I do that? And that's what we're going to be talking about, right? How do I do that? I took things like certifications. Take a certification. There's so many certifications you can take. I took an ISACA certification, right? And I was able to pivot, increase my income by 30,000 under 5 months with less than $500. That's one for you. You can say that, okay, you know what? I want to go into another field. Ask, what is the certification within that field that I can take? Always look at the fast track path. And focus on that fast track path, instead of you saying that you want to go to college. And as a matter of fact, except you have a particular passion, because I see some people, I'm an accountant then, because people are going to do nursing because there's so many jobs for nurses, right? I need to become a nurse. Do you have to? There are some other, because there's some 3 years or whatever of your time. Guess what? Under 6 months, you can get another certification. And of course, with a cheaper cost and all of that. And you are even going to earn way higher than the nurses that we're talking about, or another field that we're talking about. So think about certification first before you can. One thing that I always think about, return on investment. For every $100 I want to spend in this particular field, how much is the paycheck? Think about it that way. Think about it as an investment. If you put money in stocks, right, you expect a certain return on investment, you expect dividends, you expect growth. Whenever you are going to pursue a particular, what is the return on the investment? If I spend 3 years of my time, of my life, I do all of this and I pay this much, what is the return on my investment? That's why your income is very, very important. I focus on it. I tell you, focus on it for 10 years. After 10 years, you can decide to do your passion right after. So, number one thing is think about what is the fast track route, not going back to college. And if you have to go back to college, how can you do that with no money out of pocket? So focus on things like scholarships, right? So learn an high income skill, right? High income skill is going to help you increase your income. Your expense remain the same. Income is high here. Build it towards investing, and you will see that you are going to build wealth, right? You're going to build wealth. It's what I worked for me, and that's what I'm sharing with you. And as a matter of fact, in this community, all that I share is what I have done. I will not tell you what I have not done. And welcome, Ricks, Axel, welcome in, and let's keep tapping out the life. Let's share the life. Let's tap out the life. Let's get it to 5,000. Thank you for doing that. Forget about the college and university. Factor a challenge to become a billionaire in this world. Yes. Way to go. Becoming, welcome in. How are you doing? Right? Well, how are you doing today? So, very, very good what you said. College is important. I'm not also going to tell you that, oh, don't go to college or whatever. There's a reason for you to even do those education. It's good for you. It helps with your knowledge. It helps with your networking. It helps with whatever, you yourself, right? But most importantly, whatever thing that you're doing, make sure that you are thinking about the return in investment. Don't go to a college and pay $200,000, $100,000, and then you come out with a degree that is going to give you $50,000 every single month. I mean, $50,000 a year. All right. So because it's not a good return on investment. Becoming Ashmari, how are you? Good afternoon. Yeah. And let's keep tapping out the line. Let's get it to 5,000 taps. Really appreciate you doing that. And we're talking about increasing your income. This is day 8 of the 21 days of the money reset, mid-year money reset challenge that we're doing. If you missed day 1 to 7, never mind, just go there on the page. It's right there for you. Understand your net worth, how to pay off your credit card, all of those kind of things, emergency fund, everything you need to do. But today it's all about how to increase your income. Income here, expense here, the gap here, what you do with it is what is going to help you build wealth. So learn an high income skill. That's number 1. Number 2 is I'm already there. Some of us, if I ask you, some of us have been on that job for 15 years. When last did you dust your resume to even know your worth? Remember, it's about creating value, either in the workplace or outside of workplace. I have worked 20 years. When last did you even know? Do you even know that your income, what they are paying you, is it even the right amount? Or is there like is there an income gap? Do you even know your worth in the marketplace? I tell you, and I can tell you, when your family member is an accountant, they try to push you to study. Exactly, that's the thing. Exactly, and some people always believe that. Some people believe that people in the finance, people in the medical or in the science side are more intelligent than the people in the finance side. So, and interestingly, the investment bankers are up there in terms of how much they make. People on Wall Street and all of that, they make tons of money, even more than some of those medical doctors or so you cannot, don't get be pushed or whatever. Look, and before you even get a job or you go into that career, go and look outside. Go and check on how much is that career? How much does it pay? Understand that, but always shoot for the high income scale with the least cost. Thank you so much for becoming Ashmari. Really appreciate you filling up the gallery right there. Thank you all for tapping out the light, sharing out the light. So having said that, negotiate your salary. That's the second thing. Know your what. Do you know your what? I tell you, I got to the position of a vice president. Some of my counterparts, that some of them are still in a manager position. And you'll be like, okay, but how? Know your what? Thank you so much. Know your what? Right? I'm not saying the market is very dicey right now. Your market is dicey right now. I'm not saying go and tell your employer and tell you, you don't know my what. I'm leaving. That's what I did not say that. Yesterday, somebody said, oh, Dr. Lina, you said I should not put money in my phone. Okay, I should do what? I said, no, I never said that. I said, match what your employer is giving you your 401k is what I said. Then you fund your rota. I did not say go and insult your boss. I just said, know your what. Okay? So what is the strategy that I used to become a vice president in less than 2 decades, right? And I had some other people that, already maybe ahead of me, and guess what? They did not get to that position. Why? Because I'm one of those people. Yes, I'm loyal, but I'm loyal to the amount of pocket at the next person, right? That's the thing. Not in marriage, obviously. But I'm saying that I'm loyal to you because I understand it's a contract. As a matter of fact, when I'm in my workplace, you don't know if I'm married, if I have kids, or if my kids are yellow, brown, or pink. You don't know nothing about me. No pictures on my table. I do not mix. It's work. It's a contract. Because guess what? How do you explain 30,000 employees laid off in one day just by email? They did not even have courtesy to tell them, okay, come to the office and talk to HR. No, that's Oracle. 30,000 employees laid off in how many days? In one day, 30,000. Spirit Airlines, 17,000. Hey, Megan, thank you so much. Make sure you click on the subscribe button on the YouTube side. And for everyone that is just joining, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm Doctor of Business and Technology, and I help you turn your income into real wealth. Jana, how are you? Jana AI, how are you? Make sure you click on that subscribe button. Welcome in. Let me know where you're connecting from as well. And for everyone, Lani and everyone come here on the TT side, welcome in. Make sure you tap out the live as well and welcome in. Make sure you click on the follow button, join the $1 Million League. All right. I'm so happy that you're here. And you are on day 8 of the 21 days of of the media reset. Olive tree therapy. Oh, sorry about the olive tree. Oh, Rusty just click on the follow button. Congratulations joining the $1 Million League, because we still have how many days left? Another 15 or whatever. No. Another 13 days left, right? Thereabout. That's what we have. So if you missed each of the days, you would find it on my page. Just take the challenge. Don't miss it. It was life-changing in December when we did 31 days ahead of the new year. This is for the ahead of July, the other half of the year. All right, please, what you are about to leave the life. I need your WhatsApp number. And see, you see the link right there. That's the best way to reach me, okay? Click on that link and you would be able to get a one-on-one with me, okay? So good to have you here. So good to have you here. Awesome. That's actually the best way to reach me, okay? Awesome. So having said that, the second thing is for you to negotiate. How do you negotiate what you don't know? You don't know your what. You have been there 14 years, 20 years. You said that you are loyal. You are the best. You love them so much because you have a desk, right? They've given you one corner office, right? So the next thing is take your resume and understand what you are what. Understand what you are what. How do you know what you are what? Take your resume and put it out there and just see, are they even going to call you? When last did you even have or you've even forgotten how to draft a resume? Take your resume and see what you are what out there. For me, I've changed jobs like 5 times. And that's it. That's my own secret of moving quickly. And every single time that I move, for me to be able to move from here, you pay me convenience fee. So at least it has to be $10,000 income more. So it has to be at least for me to move from one company to the other, because I've already proven myself here. You already know my worth. If I'm going to another company, you need to pay me at least, my income has to be increased by at least $10,000 for me to move from one job to the other. Guess what? If you do that 5 times, it means that I have increased my income by $50,000 just moving alone. And I'm saying at least. And I tell you, a lot of times is way more than that. Savara, welcome in. How are you? That's the best one. Savara is absolutely amazing. Welcome in. Skillful, welcome in. She was the mod yesterday. So amazing. You need to check her out. Super amazing. Yeah. So we're talking about how to increase your income, right? Yay. Hey, Safara. Yeah, connect with Safara right there. She is so amazing. Very sweet lady right there. So having said that, we're talking about increasing your income. Negotiate your salary. Take that your resume, draft it, right? If you don't know how to draft your resume, pin what are your successes? What are the things that your employer has rated you as of today? What are those things, those wins that you've had? Okay, I completed this project. They promoted you. You did this. You've moved from this. You were back up on this and that and that. Put all of that, put it in a chat GPT or put it in an AI and let's see, pull your resume. All of the companies that you have worked on, put it together, have your first draft and see, this is what I look at. Put it out there. Let's see if somebody even calls you. 561 developer, welcome in. Make sure you click on the subscribe button. Let me know where you're connecting from. I am in Texas in the United States. That's it. Just take that resume and put it out there. That's it. And see and apply for similar job or the job that you want to become, right? The job that you want to become, get into that. Okay? Get into that. Jenna AI, welcome in. How are you? Make sure you click on that subscribe button. And everyone, Pensy, welcome in. And everyone being here. Becoming Marie Selfara, right? Selfara, my listed timing. What wing? When last did you look at your resume? Because that is one way. Davido, welcome in. Grace, welcome in. And everyone that is here, welcome in, right? When last did you look at your resume? Know your what? You looked at it last week. That's great. Every other person, some people have not looked at it in years. So you want to ensure that you are knowing, your worth, because that's the gap. Let me tell you something. Fun fact, just so you know, whenever you get salary increase, you are a top performer. Exceeded expectation. How are you, Davido? Right? You exceeded expectation, right? Exceeded expectation, met expectation, below expectation, right? Below expectation, exceeded, below met expectation, below expectation, or they put you on performance improvement plan, right? For every single time that they put you are here. The highest they will give you is 3%. Please let me know. The highest they will give you is 3%. Let me know if you have gotten more than 3%. Then so that I can do prostitution to your organization and bring my resume there. Most of the time, performance, it's 3% that they give you. Please let me know what you are getting. You exceeded expectation. 3% is what you get as a pay raise. That's even when they give you something at all, right? The second thing is that if you met expectation, meaning that this is what they gave you, the job they gave you, and then you are doing exactly what they gave you, right? To do, you are meeting expectation. Maybe they will give you 1%, 1.5%. You did not meet expectation at all. You will not even get any raise. But guess what? If you do the same thing, right? If you do the same thing, you would realize that you take that your resume and check outside. You would see that at least you would get a 10% raise, 10% raise every single time you move from one job to the other. As a matter of fact, do not move if you don't even get 10%. We aren't doing any panel at the current moment. Leave your we're not. Yes, let's just all tap out the live, share out the live, invite our friends. But thank you all for your daily admin. Thank you for the Go Populars. Also look at the gift gallery as well. Really appreciate everyone doing that. This is the $1 million league. So make sure if you've been sitting here for 2 minutes, 1 minute, make sure you click on the follow button and join the $1 million league. And of course, get your daily admin as well, right? Get your daily admin. It costs you 1 penny, of course. Return on investment. I talk about that a lot. You get 30 points. And when you tap out the live, it costs you nothing, but you also get points as well, right? For tapping out the live, for commenting. Thank you so much for all of the gifts and all of that. Thank you. Really, really appreciate that. We realize on the YouTube side, for God so loved the world. Yes, absolutely. He loves us. Absolutely. Yeah, make sure you click on that subscribe button if you haven't done that. Awesome. So second thing is negotiate your salary. That's the second thing. The number three is Antoinette, welcome in on the YT side. Welcome in and make sure you click on that subscribe button. How are you doing? Thank you all for tapping out the live. Really, really appreciate. And for anyone that you also want to come in the social media space, because we are talking about the income, we're talking about your income, right? Being on the social media and building your own brand is another way to increase your income. So learn all of this right now. You want to do live, make sure you're tapping out the live so that, that's how you do it. You also can do daily admin, all of those kind of things. Those are ways you're also learning. Antonia, welcome. How are you doing? More welcome in. How are you all doing? Thank you for tapping out the live. Have questions? Yes. Okay, let Safari know if you have any question. So negotiate your salary. Don't just sit on one place, right? More just join the $1 million. You're clicking on that follow button. Don't just sit in one place, okay? Don't just sit and just say, assuming and hoping that, one day they're going to remember me. Activate your what? What does that mean? Take your resume outside and see what you are worth out there. You don't have to leave your employer. If you love your employer so much, all you have to do is take your whatever offer you got. If it's higher, bring it to them and negotiate with them. That's it. The highest they would say is no. And if you still like to, you can still stay there, or you can decide to say, you know what, I'll take my 10% and of course increase. That is, the price of, moving, the inconveniences of moving from my comfort zone to my discomfort zone, which is the new job. That's it. So negotiate your salary, but you cannot negotiate if you are not even doing well with your job. If you are not doing well on your job, you cannot negotiate. So you want to also be very good when it comes to your performance. Thank you all for tapping out the live, sharing out the live as well. Really appreciate that. And also filling the gallery. The other thing is that get some certification. How can you negotiate better? What are the certifications? Do you have certification related, or you just have your bachelor's degree? What are the certifications that can help you on that job? Now everything is AI. What AI certification can you get that relates to that job? Think about what I said. I increased my income by $30,000, right? I increased my income by $30,000 14 years ago with less than $500 under 5 months. That's how I moved from finance to technology, right? I never went to college, only did my master's and my doctorate 6 years after, right? So what am I? We're discussing salary, yeah. So now think about it. What did I do? I got the certification. It was ISACA, and it was on, technology compliance. And that's all that I needed. And I was able to move from finance to technology in an oil and gas institution in less than 5 months, right? In less than 5 months is what it took. So get a certification, especially in the area of AI. You're in the health sector. What is AI health? Come and check it. You'll be so surprised at certification there. You are in what other field? You are in engineering. How can you use AI to design an architecture or whatever? How do you make your job better using AI? Right? And it doesn't have to be AI. What are the little certification that you can do that can help you, look at the gap within your organization. The gap, there's one person within my team, and all he did was he did this cloud engineering, He went to do the cloud certification. Guess what? As a matter of fact, he did the cloud certification. Because of that, he got the CEO award. Just because, of course, it's very good, but because he had the certificate, it gives an edge. So get a certification, become certified. The other thing is become an expert at what you do. Remember, it's your income. Expense. Income is here, expense is here. This is what is your financial freedom. If your income minus your expense, the higher your income, the lower your expense, the gap is wider, and that is what you use towards investing. If there's nothing to invest, you have $0 left at the end of the day, right? Guess what is going to happen? $0 multiplied by whatever, multiplied by 10% is zero. So it's zero. So you cannot grow anything. It starts with your income, and then expenses low, right? And then you take that money and you invest, and that's how you grow your wealth. And that's how you get financial freedom. Remember, financial freedom is the goal. Money is just a tool. Thank you all for tapping out the live and also sharing out the live. You would see when you keep tapping out the live, you would see that the numbers will keep going up. That's the only language the algorithm understands. So really, really appreciate everyone tapping out the live. You guys are absolutely amazing. And we'll soon be wrapping out the live. So number one thing is to increase your value. When you increase your value, either your workplace or your job or, whatever, I am creating value right now. That's why you're here. So as a matter of fact, if you found value and you have not clicked on the follow button, then, I don't know what you're doing. Make sure you click on that follow button, and also get your daily admin, fill up look at the gallery. Really appreciate you also filling that up. The other thing is that number two, one is increase your value. Number two is, remember, it's value, right? Value can be in your workplace. It can be in another place. Anyway, turn your knowledge into income. There's something your employer is paying you for right now, which is what we were taught to go in school. Go to school, get a job, right? And of course, start funding life. That's what the society taught us. But then to build wealth speedily or faster is also turn your knowledge into income. How do you do that? You don't have to invent something revolutionary. It doesn't have to be like, oh, you know what? You are the next Mr. Elon Musk, right? With SpaceX that became a trillionaire, right? You can just package yourself. What is that thing that what's that thing that as of today your employer pays you for? It can be just Dr. Ade was here during the Wealth Building Academy. He's a chief information security officer, but he has his own side because he's also a professor teaching AI cybersecurity. But he has his own side also, which is he teaches AI cybersecurity because he's a professor. He teaches, is one of the leading people that teaches AI cybersecurity, as one of the pioneers. Now he teaches people on the side. And he's not just teaching that because he's a chief information security officer. He also helps you when it comes to your job, right? Because you can learn it in the book. There's also the hands-on. They're two different things. A lot of us went to college to learn one thing, but in the workplace, whatever you're teaching whatever you are doing, executing is totally different. So always on this. So he meshed that and is able to teach people AI cybersecurity. Dr. O was another person. She's a clinical therapist. Right now, she has her own private practice. On top of that, she's a professor, also teaching all of that in like 6 university and all of that. But at the same time, she also has her own private practice. That's income from multiple sources. Always think of one thing: income. I talked about 30,000 employees in what's it called, Oracle, laid off, right? If they never had a backup, think about what's going to happen. So one income is almost close to no income. So always think about it. How can you turn your knowledge into income? Welcome in, Matt. Welcome in, Andrew. How can you turn your income, your knowledge into another income? It could be something I'm doing right now. You are teaching, all right? And then for anybody you want to go live and teach, because when you pass knowledge, one way or the other, it's just a matter of time. When you add value, you pass knowledge, trust me, people would people would how do I put it, gravitate towards you. People will want to know what you learn. They will have one-on-one. I mean, there are weeks. Last week I had multiple one-on-one people that want to, hey, people that just definitely just want to, like, okay, you know what, I want to start investing, but I don't know how to go about it. Please help me set it up. 1 hour session. We took the time, and we'll take the time. We'll set it up during the training window. Set automation. Done it one time. She doesn't have to touch it for another 5 years, 10 years. If she decide not to. One-on-one consultation. You can always do that. It's value. Value brings about money. What do you know that somebody can pay for? What do you know? So the other part of it is that the other side of the coin is, like, okay, I talked about real estate. Real estate is it's built me wealth, millions of dollars, right? So it basically, what does that do? I basically also taught people, I have a course whereby people can learn how to buy real estate in 90 days. That's all that it takes. What's in the course? What I have learned invested for over a decade in real estate, owning and managing double-digit real estate portfolio. Think about that. That is, I know this like the palm of my hand, and of course, it can generate income as a course. Guess what? You might be thinking that, oh, you know what? It's not, it's about, it's about the money. But guess what? You are doing someone a disservice. I was in Sephora's life yesterday, and somebody was saying, I've been wanting to buy real estate, but I am too afraid. I don't know how to go about it. If I do not have such costs, trust me, I am doing a disservice to the society and the community, because I know this thing. There's so many people out there that don't know it and they want to learn. You know it, but guess what? You're not creating value. So what? Yeah, thank you so much, the video. What do you know? Some people know music. Some people know music. They know how to do piano and all. I don't know all of those kind of things. If you are doing the society a disservice, if you are not passing that knowledge, what is that thing? It might be flipping of burger. You know how to do it. Put it out there. You'll be so surprised at somebody that doesn't know it, that can actually learn. So turn your knowledge into income. Thank you so much for filling up the gift gallery. So Sephora, she was already teaching me, oh, you know what, Dr. Lina, I know about this TikTok. Do you know how many people that is trying to figure out this TikTok thing, this whole life thing that we're talking about? I never knew how to press the forehead and share out the live. You see what the video was doing earlier? Sharing out the live. I never knew until maybe sometime this February. Even when they say tap out the live, I thought, So you'll be so surprised at those things that you think, oh, it's common sense. People know it. Turn it into income. That is an extra income for you. Remember, you're trying to build your income. Your income, remember, you already have income from employer. And then look at it. You have additional layer of income. That is it. Another layer of income. Another layer of income. It comes together, increases that income. Then your expenses is here. This gap is why you invest it. Guess what is going to happen? You will gain financial freedom. And that's why I can confidently tell you, within this community, the $1 Million League, getting to $1 million status. I did not say 2 million. $1 million status in 10 years. Just follow the principle. Be coachable and follow the principle. The step-by-step, not get rich quick scheme. As a matter of fact, here is not, it's delayed gratification instead of instant gratification. It's about generational wealth, building something for yourself and your generations to come. Something that is structured that people can actually follow. That's what it is. So click on the follow button if you haven't done that. If your goal is to get to that $1 million status, maybe there's never been a millionaire in dollar in your family and you want to break the chains. That's you, right? I'm looking at you. I'm talking to you. Yes, it takes one person to change it. And I tell you, they are not from me using what the millionaire wealth blueprints. That's what we use here. If that's your goal, or you're already a millionaire and you want to become a multi-millionaire, then you are in the right place. Sweetest, thank you so much for the likes, and make sure you click on that follow button. All right. So make sure you, number two is turn your knowledge into income. Also, you can have a guide. You can have, the other day I saw this lady, she said these particular checklist have made over 100,000. Was it, what's her name? Alex on a budget. She said she has made 500,000 on a particular checklist. I know you might be saying that yes, but she started from somewhere. So those are a checklist, a workshop, a course, a template, right? An ebook. As a matter of fact, I have the Wealth Blueprint, a path to financial freedom. Look at it in the you see it in the store. You see all of the courses that I have. All of it's there for people to actually buy, and people are buying it. I have one-on-one consultation. I have mentorship program. 30 days mentorship program is $1,000. Guess what? People pay for it. $1,000 because you know the value. The person that I'm somebody's already paying off a credit card. That is over $1,000. That somebody already is buying a property that she thought she will buy in year 5. 5 years is going to take her. She's buying it by this December. That is more than $1,000. So people are actually paying for it. Joanne, congratulations joining the $1 Million League. People are actually, because it's about you're taking my time. You have access to me every time and all of that for 90 days. So you want to buy a property, you don't know how to go about it, then get a 90 days mentorship program. It's going to help you. You're not going to figure things out by yourself. As a matter of fact, it should be like $3,000, right? But right now it's at $1,000. People are paying for it. So you'll be surprised at that thing that you know, that you think, oh, who's going to pay for it? At least try it. Right? At least try it. Yeah, at least try it. Okay, the other thing is that create income that doesn't depend entirely on your time. Trading your time for money. As a matter of fact, that there's a particular video on my Instagram page right now. It's already 1.8 million. Thank you so much, Cassandra. Really appreciate you here. Make sure you click on the subscribe button, and everyone on my TT will be rounding up in about 4 minutes, and we'll be back again, right? But let me tell you, the goal is, if you eat, and what is the video about? Just me holding dollars, and I'm saying that this $200 is 8 hours of somebody's life. It's 12 hours of somebody's life. It got 1.8 million. It's almost 1.9 million views right now. Because, and then it's not even about the views, it's about the comment on IG. And on IG, if you want to see, it's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. As a matter of fact, I'm Money Talk with Dr. Lina on YouTube as well. Money Talk with Dr. Lina, Instagram, everywhere, on all the platform. On Snap, I'm everywhere. Money Talk with Dr. Lina. And as a matter of fact, YT, you need to go there. You need to actually get, you need to make sure you subscribe to that one, because that's the only platform that I have a different kind of content, because we have long form videos, long, like 10, you want to sit down, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you have it right there. So make sure you also go to the YouTube channel and Money Talk with Dr. Lina. That's what it is. You will not miss it. It's the same picture, the same beautiful self, the same thing that you see it right here. That's the same thing. I am simple as I am. So welcome everyone. So the other thing is that create income that doesn't depend on your time. So, and what does this mean? It means that if your work requires you to be there, if your income stop when your work stop, your income stop when you stop working, then it means that it's not something that is sustainable. That is not financial freedom. We talk about financial freedom here. Money is just a tool. Financial freedom is the goal, right? So always think about that. The goal isn't just to work more hours. You can work more hours, but turn that money, do it for a certain period, use it towards investing. I know of an engineer in Canada. She was like, okay, you know what? I drive Uber on weekends so that I can actually put the money towards investing. And I'm doing it for a year or two. When I'm done, I mean, he's an engineer, full-time engineer, but then does this on the side, put the money towards investing. He says, because I want to gain financial freedom faster. All right. So the goal is to create assets that continue generating income. And, you know, one of the biggest mindset shifts I made was realizing the knowledge I had, how I can create value with the knowledge that I have. The skills and the experiences you've developed over the years could help somebody else, which is what I said earlier, while creating another stream of income for you. So don't hold on to that thing that you know. Stop holding on to it. Don't think you are doing the world a disservice not sharing that your knowledge. It is more of you. You're doing what value are you creating? You're not giving because I'm very, very big on am I creating value? I don't want to be here if I'm not creating value. If I'm not adding value to your life, then there's no point me being here. But so far, I know that I can tell you become a millionaire it's not if, it's when. Just follow the steps and the principle, and you would see it right there. So stop doing the world the service. Give yourself, yeah, thank you so much. Give yourself, see what else can you do? How can you create value for people? How can you make exactly? How can you not, if, when? What, you'll be so surprised. So I hope I've been able to add value today, right? I hope I've been able to add value today. I'll be wrapping up the live here. Make sure you click on the follow button. And the challenge for today is, let's say, right? How do you increase your income? You will see the challenge on the page. We've also posted it there. Another one is going to come later today. Is that as a carousel or as a talking head? It will be coming today. But today, just look at what is your income? How can you increase your income? Either by getting another streams of income. What knowledge can you how can you turn your knowledge to income? Take your resume, talk to and see if you can negotiate with your employer or draft your resume. That's the other thing. And then think of other income source that you can have that doesn't require time, a course, a book, something else. Do a video one time, put it there. Social media, those are other things that you can do. All right. If you have found value today, put one in the comment section. We're going to be wrapping up right now. As a matter of fact, I have a show in I told you, I own and manage double-digit real estate portfolio. So there's one person that wants to rent one of our properties. So I want to be there to show the property. So I have a 3 o'clock, and that's why I'm going. I'm typically here between 12:30-ish. 1 or 1:30, that's when you catch me, and I'm here almost every, I try to be here during my lunch hour. If you have found value, put one, put one as we wrap up, put one. And thank you for everyone that tapped out the live today. Thanks to everyone that was here. Maybe you joined you click on the follow button, join the $1 Million League. Congratulations to you. Yeah, and everyone, maybe you bought a product or you bought a product, congratulations to you, investing in yourself. And thank you to my mod, absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah, Mr. Farah, right there. Connect with her. She's absolutely amazing. And everyone that came to the live, I'm glad. I see 111 everywhere. Thank you so much. And for everyone that filled up the gift gallery, you guys are absolutely amazing. I love you guys so much, right? Ensure that your money is working harder than you do. Make sure you take the challenge seriously. I tell you, it's going to change your life and it's going to change your story. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I love you. Genuinely love you. All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Bye.